ever met someone so incredibly stupid that calling them an idiot just doesn't feel like enough? You don't want to swear at them? Well, that's rude. You want to dismantle them with poetry. In Britain, we have a special way of dealing with these people. We don't say that they are dumb, we say that they are as thick as two short planks. Or my personal favourite, as useful as a handbrake on a canoe. Today I'm going to teach you the hierarchy of verbal barbs. By the end of this video, you will have 20 polite, hilarious and devastating ways to insult your friends, your boss, or that absolute numpty who cuts you off in traffic. All without dropping a single F-bomb. Let's start with the people who just aren't quite firing on all cylinders. The British love to imply that someone is incomplete. We don't say that they are stupid, we say that they are missing parts. For example, if someone does something slightly baffling, you might say he's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Think about the tragedy of that. You've gone to the park, you've laid out a blanket, but the lunch isn't there. That is their brain. We have endless variations of this. You can say that someone is not the full shilling, or one of the most devastating ones, the lights are on but nobody's home. That implies you're looking at them in the eyes, they are nodding, but inside that skull, well, it's an empty room. But if you want to be really mean, and I mean you are in the pub and your mate has just spilled his pint over your lap, you hit him with this. He couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were on the heel. That is incompetence on a nuclear level. It paints a picture. It's vivid. It's British. Now, sometimes someone isn't just dim. They are actively unhelpful. They are a burden on your existence. In the UK, we like to compare these people to inanimate objects that have failed at their one job. The classic, he's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Imagine pouring boiling water into a chocolate teapot. It's a mess. It's a disaster. It's your colleague Dave who forgot to save the spreadsheet. And if you want to be truly dismissive, you just call them a total waste of space. Or if you're feeling particularly dark, a waste of skin or a waste of oxygen. Though be careful with that one. That's fighting talk in some parts of London. Now, before we get to the people who are technically insane, the barking mad ones, I have a quick question. Are you sitting there thinking, I need to remember these so I don't feel like a numpty in my next English conversation? If this is you and you're enjoying this deep dive into British culture, well, do me a massive favour. Hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this video isn't a waste of space. And if you subscribe, well, you're definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. Wait, no, you are the sharpest tool in the shed. Subscribing makes you smart. That's how it works. Right, let's talk about madness. Not clinical insanity, but a specific type of eccentricity where someone is acting bizarrely. We have a phrase, barking mad. This supposedly comes from the phrase barking up the wrong tree. But in London, it's also associated with the old asylum near the town of Barking. If someone is barking, they are shouting at the moon. Ah! You might also hear he's off his rocker. This refers to a tram that has come off the contact wire. Or maybe an old lady falling off her rocking chair. Either way, they have lost their balance with reality. And a lovely gentle one. He's gone to tea. His brain has just popped out for a cuppa. It might be back later, it might not. Now, watch out for the wide boys. A wide boy is a man who lives by his wits. He's got a scheme. He's selling watches out of a suitcase. Yeah, mate, only a £5. He is as shady as a sycamore. If you suspect that someone is lying to you or they are a fake, You say they are as dodgy as a 9-bob note. Here is the history lesson. In the old British money, we had a 10-shilling note. We did not make a 9-shilling note. So if someone hands you a 9-bob note, it's fake. But maybe they aren't criminal. Maybe they are just lazy. They are bone idle. And if they are taking too long, they are slow as a week in jail. We can't finish without the single most important word in the British insult vocabulary. Muppet. Calling someone a muppet isn't hateful. It implies they're a bit clumsy or a bit gormless. If your friend trips over a pavement slab, well, you shout, "You absolute muppet." It's almost affectionate. Almost. Same goes for numpty. It's fun to say. Try it. Numpty. So there you have it. You now have the vocabulary to describe the lazy, the dim, the mad, and the useless, all without being overly aggressive. You are now sharp as a tack, rather than thick as two short planks. Now, I want to test your new skills. This is the most important part. I want you to go into the comments right now and tell me, well, what is a phrase in your language that means useless as a chocolate teapot? Do you have a specific idiom for useless people? I want to read the funniest ones from around the world. And if you want to understand how to use the F word, well, you need to watch this video right here. Don't be a stranger, and definitely don't be a stranger to that subscribe button. See you in the next one.